A lot of us must have had the dream of being a selector, sitting in that seat, being able to have the insight and the possibility of being able to pick the South African side. I think we all wish we had the power to be able to do that at least once. But obviously, we can't do that. So I thought, let's do something fun for today's episode of The Daily Show and give you guys the full power on who you want to see play in the ODI series against Ireland. Now, we will be playing a series against Ireland. It's a 3-match ODI series. As you can see over here is the schedule for you guys so that you guys know what is happening, what days when. So ultimately, those are the games that we're going to be picking for. Now, what you have to decide is, are you going to pick a side that is based on youth and experience and giving everybody opportunities, or are you going to pick the best possible side that South Africa can field against Ireland in the ODIs? I think that should be happening in the T20s, me personally, but that's my opinion and not the vision of Cricket Fanatics Magazine, or not the opinion of Cricket Fanatics Magazine. That's just my opinion on what is going down there. Ultimately, I still believe that South Africa should pick a team that is young, a team that can do the job for us in the matches, but also look at that position, because 2023 is still a long way away. And I think that South Africa have the talent in their squad to be able to still get a win and pick a young side. So let me know in the comment section the way we're going to be doing this. So just to put it out there to you guys, I don't want you guys just to be throwing in random names for positions before we get to it. Let's just go through it slowly. Go through the openers, go with number 1, 2, 3, 4, and just take it one position at a time so that everybody has a chance to give their teams, and we can tally up the votes, of course, because otherwise it's going to be chaos and we're not going to be able to tally out the votes successfully, and it's going to be complete chaos, and that's not what we want. So let's take it step by step. I'm going to bring callers on the show as we go along throughout the show, whoever decides to call in from the links that I've sent out, and we'll get into it. We obviously have not necessarily a debutant, but it's a debutant that will be on the show for the entire period. You saw him as a caller before, but he'll be in on the show for full time for the whole entire generation of the show today. And tell him if you like him, if you like his opinions. Don't be too harsh, please. It's his first time for the full show. But let's get into it. Let's get discussions going. Let's see what you guys pick for your teams. I'm very excited to see what you guys do and who you guys want to see. Remember, there's no quotas on this particular show. It's you guys, whoever you want to pick, wherever you want to pick them, and what positions you want to go. Let's take it one step at a time. I'm going to obviously need a guy in the comment section. Whoever wants to be the person to tally up the votes and tally up how many people have voted for who, please let me know. I will also be helping out with that as well. So just put up your hands in the comment section if you're going to help out with that, because I'm obviously going to need some help with regards to tallying up who's who and how many votes each position gets. To the guys that are new to this channel, please subscribe. Click that notification bell for all future videos. Smash that like button, comment, share with everybody that you know out there, all the South African cricket fans you can find. Share this to everybody so we can be trending on YouTube with regards to the Ireland versus South Africa series. Let's get straight into it, guys. I'm excited for this one. Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin. This is my co-host, Aditya, and this is the debutant, Dustin over here. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Let's get into it, guys. We're going to be discussing, obviously, the game between Ireland and South Africa, the ODI series first and foremost. We'll obviously do a preview show full on Friday. We will be doing a full-on preview show of that particular game. We have our panel sorted already, so we're really excited about that one, and we're going to be going in depth about it. But let me just start this show while we're waiting for a couple of guys to also tune in. I just want to know from you guys, what are you looking for when it comes to squad selection? Just to help the guys, obviously, in the comment section, because this is going to be their decision. We're not going to make the decisions. We're not going to vote for positions on here. We're just going to talk about it while they vote for their teams. So just give me your insights. Aditya, let's start with you, and then Justin, you can give me your insights. What type of team would you like to see? Would you like to see a younger team and give a lot of people opportunities in the ODIs, or would you like to see South Africa's best possible team that they can field?
It's a combination of finding. It's a combination of providing players with with opportunities to gain some valuable experience on the international circuit. At the same time, this is an opportunity for players to get back into form. In the series against the West Indies, Themba Bavuma and David Miller were not able to score as many runs as they would have liked. So I think they would benefit significantly from game time against Ireland. At the same time, I'd like to see Aiden Markram play a lot of cricket. I'd like to see Yariman Malan play a lot of cricket. And although the bowlers have come out with flying colors in the series, tests and T20s, this is an opportunity for guys like Lazard Williams to really hone his skill. And I'd say the same with Buren Hendricks, although he's been around for a while, but essentially it's an opportunity for him to get better as well.
Now, Justin, I would like to hear from you too, what you think. I'm going to put on the revised squad as well on the team, because obviously with Magala pulling out and obviously Dwayne Pretorius not being available, there's a new Protea squad that was given to us. So, Justin, your thoughts on it? What's your thoughts on how South Africa should go about it?
First of all, hi, thank you for all having me. Secondly, I think what I'm looking for at the moment is I would like to give some of the newer guys, your infringed players, those who's not at form at the moment. I think this is just a perfect opportunity for those kind of players. I think by now we should know more or less who our best 11 is. If not, I'll be very concerned in general, where I'd rather try and let's try and see if we can push Malan to being more of a senior. Can we push Verreynne to become the player that he is? Is this maybe the step that he needs to kick on? Is this the time for some guys to kick on? Even Miller, chance for him to try and find some valuable form, that, especially for the 20-over World Cup. It's a good time for him just to get some time in the middle.
I agree with that 100%. And I mean, I would like to see them, because maybe they push for that spot, because I think there's still positions that are going to be available. Now, how good will Quinny be in 2023? Probably as good as he is now, but I'm just saying, folks, I'm just putting it out there, this is saying random things. How good will Themba be by then? How good will Rassie be by 2023? Is he still going to be in the setup by that time? It's a long time to start building for a team. So it's crucial that our youngsters get as much opportunities as possible at the right particular times, etc. So I hope that takes place. And I see you. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. I've seen you. Some of you guys have put your full 11 in the lineup. Let's not do that, just for the sake of the fluidity of the show. Thank you for giving me your full 11s. I would like to see your 11s on the YouTube video after the show is done in the comment section. But on this particular show, let's just take it position by position and try to build an 11 that you guys agree with, that you guys think should play again in the series against Ireland. So let's get into it. Let's start with number 1. Now, Abaya is coming on a little bit in a couple of minutes' time. He was going to be the guy that's going to tally up everything and the votes and stuff and help us out with that as well, and statistics and whatever the case may be. He always he has a full brain on all of those type of things. I mean, he's excellent with stats. He's excellent with a lot of things. So I just thought that he would be excellent to bring on. He will come on very soon, so don't worry about that. But we have enough of us over here to be able to tally up and see. So Ashit, help us out here, please. We're going to go with our openers straight away, 1 and 2 as a collective. And let's do, and then Ashit says it. I think what is happening, I think is stuck in my brain or something. You behind me, Ashit? Something. Because I mean, the last 2 days have been paradise for the two of us. But anyway, so let's start with 1 and 2, the openers. Who would you like to see? Who would you like to see as our openers? Let's start putting it in the comment section. We've got one for Yaneman and we've got one for Aiden as the two openers. And rest Quentin de Kock. That's what Rolando says. Aditya, I hope you have a pen and pencil next to you, maybe, to help you out here.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Yeah.
just so that I know, so we've got one currently for the reason. Okay, so it's going from Milan Markram de Kock. Milan and Markram, Milan and de Kock, Riza Hendricks. I'm seeing a lot of Milan and Markram over here. So it seems like Milan and Markram is going to be the openers. Milan and Aiden, yeah. Ultimately, majority of people are saying Milan and Aiden. So Milan and Aiden. So let's put that down already. I think 1 and 2 is probably going to be the easiest ones to do, because I think a lot of people did always want to see Milan play. They didn't get to see him in the T20s, so it's nice to see that he's available. That he's going to be playing in this particular game. Let's add that to the list, and I'm going to add Abai. Abai, you ready? Just give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Cool, awesome. He's back into the stream. Welcome to the show. So the guys in the comment section have picked Aiden and Milan. I'm going to need your help, Abai, to just tell us what you see in the live chat. If you can tally that up. I'm bad with numbers, so don't ask me to do that. So it's been quite easy. So a lot of people have said, obviously, Aiden and Yaneman to open the batting for South Africa instead of resting Quentin de Kock. Who would your number 3 be, guys? Don't go ahead too soon. You're going to confuse us. So let's go with number 3 for now. Who is your number 3? We'd like to see what your number 3 is in the live chat. Justin, I want to ask you your thoughts on Aiden and Milan being like an opening partnership. Do you think that can be a partnership for the next 5-10 years?
I think it's a very interesting partnership to look at, because it's both obviously very, very young players, and obviously that's may very well be the future. I just think it's going to be. I think something like that's very interesting, because their playing styles is very opposite to each other. Where Markram's more, he wants to be aggressive. He's got this aggression side of things, where he's also got this. He likes to take his time. Where Yaneman Milan he's more of a watchful eye, and he's got that aggression side if he needs to get this quick 100 or quick 50 if he needs to. But he's more of a watchful eye, where Markram he's just that eager. He just wants to get going from, get stuck into it.
Mm-hmm. Now, Aditya and Abai, the two of you, I would like to hear what you have to say as well. Do you see that in the future, maybe Quentin can, if Milan and Aiden are the openers, do you see Quentin maybe becoming that number 4 that South Africa's always desired, that after AB left?
I'll go second.
I don't think so. Go ahead.
No, you can go first. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I personally, I think Vinny will always open the batting. So it's one of Aiden or Yaneman Milan who might have to adapt their batting styles to the middle order. But in saying that, since we're talking about this particular series, I think it's the perfect opportunity for Aiden Markram to really develop a game plan for ODI cricket. We've seen in the Pakistan series as well as the West Indies series that he's got the game forward for T20 internationals, and he can really whack it out of the park when he needs to. The challenge for him now is to score big in one-day international cricket, and obviously we know he has the ability, but he seems to lack direction. And this opportunity against Ireland, to me, I think can be a defining one for his career.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very excited to see him.
Yeah, if I were to just go off what Aditya said, I think so far over the course of Markram's ODI career, he's made a couple of handy scores but he has yet to convert it into a big score. But the T20s against Pakistan and the West Indies, it's a really good omen. I think a big score on ODIs might be coming. But if I were to answer your question, Khalid, I think it's better to just keep the left-hand, right-hand combination. I think Quinton de Kock is perfect where he is opening the batting.
Yeah, I agree with you right now. Currently, it's about finding that next partner for Quinton de Kock. But with the World Cup being like in 2023 only, it's still a long way to go. So we don't know how form is going to change and how people can put up their hands. I mean, if Aiden starts converting all of those 30s that he's been scoring, we can have a dangerous player on our hands over there, that a proper weapon. Abai, from the tally that you've read, what is the tally for Temba Bavuma? I think I got Temba Bavuma as number 3 from the amount of votes that were tallied up over there.
Yep, we have plenty. I think he's outnumbering the others. So
awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Temba Bavuma as our number 3. Let's move on to number 4. I mean, I think, but okay, this is what I think. If you got your Quinton de Kock's the type of guy that he doesn't necessarily have to bat a lot for him to keep form. I think he's the type of guy that just needs to be happy and he'll perform well. And if he's well rested and his mind is in the right place, he'll perform well and he'll find consistency. So, whereas a guy like Rassie, I feel Rassie needs to play every single game until the World Cup. Because I think he's the type of guy that if he stays in form, he stays in form. He needs to just play as much as possible. But let's go for number 4. Who is your number 4, guys? Who do you guys want as your number 4? Let's say it in the live chat. Let's get going. I'd like to hear, Justin, what you have to say. I mean, how important is the number 4 spot for South African cricket?
I think number 4, look, if you look at your long traditions of cricket, whether it's your T20, whether it's your Test, whether it's your one-day international, we've always learned that your number 3 and number 4 has always been your anchor position. It's always the guy that's going to play through the innings. So for me, I would be tempted to say just give Rassie the go. Because, yes, you do want to try new guys out, but you also don't want to take your experienced guys out unnecessary too. Because you don't want to be in the point where, okay, we're giving so many guys a chance, but you also don't want to be in the stage, okay, but we don't have to, if Ireland performs on a day, you also don't want to be in the scenario, okay, but we have no seniors to pull us through. For example, Kevin O'Brien, he might have a great innings. We all know what he's capable of. You might have a seamer from Ireland, we might not know, and he might be bowling 140, 150, and you might require a Rassie to anchor the innings down and try and rebowl, try and push us. Or if you need to get to your pass score, he's your guy.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to know over here about what is the comment saying over here? Who's the guy that's outright? I think Rassie is.
Oh, forgot to unmute. Okay, Rassie van der Dussen.
Rassie.
You also shouldn't forget that a lot of the South African team has probably never played in Ireland before. So it's not like conditions are going to be particularly easy. In saying that, Rassie is probably the only player who's played club cricket in Ireland long before he made his international debut for South Africa. So if there's anyone who's familiar with the conditions, to even a certain degree, it's Rassie van der Dussen. So he absolutely has to be playing at that 11, at number 4.
Man. That's why you're here, teacher. Okay, let's go to number 5. I've
got something to throw in real quick. I think when we talk about the number 4 role, it's a pretty interesting one because usually you'd like to think the top 3 are the quote-unquote anchors, and the number 4 has to be a more versatile player. Should be able to anchor the innings if the team is 2 down or 3 down early, as well as accelerate quickly. So if the top 3 have strike rates of around 80 to 85, the average strike rate of the number 4 player should be in the 90s. I know Van der Dussen has a strike rate of like 86. I think that can go up a little bit. I think he's been working on that, but he's been unbelievably consistent. So I think that's a good trade-off.
Yeah, I would like to hear what, and that's true because with an attack like Milan and Aiden, they're going to score quickly in the power play, etc. So they are attacking type of cricketers that naturally want to attack. So it's if you lose one of those wickets, it's cool to have someone like Timba and Rasi come in next just to slow things down, and to get things up, and then you could speed it up at number 5 again or number 6. So number 5, guys, who do you want as your number 5? I'm seeing a lot of Millers over here. I'm seeing some Calvareinas. I think that there's going to be a toss up between Carl and Miller on who's going to bat 5, who's going to bat 6, maybe. Because I think a lot of guys actually want to see Carl Verreynne in this particular team. I mean, how can you drop him after the last ODI series that he had? So he's someone that really showed his what he's capable of against Australia, which is a very good team that he played against as well. So yeah, let's see what people say in the comment section. Carl Verreynne has 5. Buys, someone says a buy. Verreynne 6, Miller 5. The guys are helping you out in the comments there, buy. Maybe we don't need you to do that particular role today. Maybe you can just give your opinions today. Let's see. 5 Verreynne. It looks like it. So I'm going to go with Verreynne for number 5. And then you guys can start voting for your number 6, I think, straight away, because I'm guessing that's going to be Miller if your number 5 is Verreynne. I want to know from you. Okay, Justin, I haven't given you opportunity to actually introduce yourself properly on the show and tell people more about you. Before you answer my question, can you just do that? But my question is to you: have you been impressed by Carl Verreynne so far and what you've seen with him in white ball cricket? And then just first and foremost, just introduce yourself to everybody and let them know what you're about and what job you do, etc., and what your role in cricket, all of those type of things.
Firstly, I'm currently a student studying teaching. I'm a cricket captain of a team called CNA Renegades, which is based in Walmer, Port Elizabeth. Hope that answers your question. While saying so, on the topic of Carl Verreynne, to be brutally honest, I followed this man when he was still a youngster, when he was still at school. And I saw potential in him from the first day that he stepped foot onto cricket. And I've always said he's something definitely for the future. He's definitely special. For me, it's all about at the moment how the coaching staff is going to use him and how they're going to see his potential. I've always said if he's the next superstar, because there's so many headlines of saying he's the next superstar, and I purely do believe that. For me, it's about how are we, as in the coaching staff, how are they going to make sure that he gets into that level? And I think that is, for me, Mark Boucher's biggest test as our coach, is how are we going to get him to that league?
Mm-hmm. Guys, please don't vote twice. Please do not vote twice. You're going to drive us insane. Look here, we've got Hanno on the show with us. I always love to chat to you, Hanno. Welcome. We're not picking our teams ourselves. Basically, we're letting the live chat decide. So we're not giving opinions. We're chatting randomly about each position and the players that we have seen and what impresses us. So you can just let me know. Just put up your hand and let me know what you want to say. If you want to say anything, just put up your hand and just talk. I mean, it's an open forum for everybody. We also got our friend Dan with us. Yeah. Welcome to the show. It's going to be fun, guys. We're going to have some fun with this. So far, I'm taking it as this. Let's not go back and don't ask us why we're dropping this person. We're not picking the team, so don't come have a go at us. So this is the team currently that you guys have picked in the live chat. So far, Malan, Aiden, Timba, Rasi, Carl, David, Dan, and Hanno, both of you. We obviously said it in the WhatsApp group that we are part of. We were speaking about it. About maybe thinking of giving some guys opportunities and resting some of the guys from the previous series, especially the guys that played test matches. Are you guys in agreement with that? Are you happy with this team so far? What do you think of the team that the fans have picked? Anybody can go when you're ready.
I haven't seen the team just of yet, but what I do agree on is that it's high noon for the youngsters to get their chance. I mean, the the rationale for having uh, a squad of youngsters, to get used to the culture is one thing, and to get used to the way of the Proteas, every the DNA aspect of how to do things, is immensely important. But I think, it's never going to come to fruition once, uh, they don't get uh, you know, uh, uh, their chance on the field. So I really would love. Oh, thank you very much for putting on the team now. I'd love to get the youngsters out there. Lazard Williams must be ready to go, and I'd like to also see some of the fringe players, who there's still an uncertainty about. Maybe this could be, their chance to galvanize themselves in the team. Last chance saloon for somebody, and for the others, I'm just very excited to see which players can make the step up. And make no mistake, Ireland is a specialist ODI team, as England has been surprised so many times before.
So, guys, I'm going to ask you to comment while Dan's talking. I just want you guys to just comment on who you want for your number 7 position. Unfortunately, we don't have Dwayne Pretorius. We don't have someone like Sisanda Magala who can bat a little bit as well. Your all-rounders that are available. You can go over extra batsman, pick the team that you feel is right. But, guys, get to voting. Who is your number 7? Dan, do you agree with what Hanno said?
Yeah, I do. I was just in the comment section on YouTube, and I figured I was saying enough things in the comment section that I might as well just jump in. Yeah, we need to blend youngsters. One of the things that's jumping out at me about this team, and maybe I'm not too familiar, but do we have a wicketkeeper yet?
Yeah, Carl Verreynne.
Oh, Carl Verreynne. Oh, there he is. I missed Carl. All right, so I for 7, you want someone who's got a little bit of natural aggression. I would actually almost want to put in someone like KG Rabada in 7 and start developing him into an all-rounder position, because he's shown that he can throw the bat around a little bit and he can be aggressive. 7 might be a little bit high for him, but at the same time, I also think that he deserves rest. So it's kind of hard with 7. I see a lot of comments saying Petlakwayo. That's also a very good idea. We need someone who's kind of the bowling all-rounder, but who can throw the willow around a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Aditya, what do you think about training up Mulder? I don't know if you watched my interview with him, but he was speaking a lot about his batting. What do you think about training up Mulder and getting him to bat higher up now and put him in the number 7 position?
250%. That is exactly what I would do if I were selector. A lot of cricket is not, a lot of selection is not always about performance. It's also about investment, and you've got to invest in the right talent. We have to ensure that Rian Mulder is performing to potential for South Africa all the time. And right now, he's been brilliant with the ball, but it's time to give him that confidence with the bat. And let's not forget, on these wickets in Ireland, his wicket-to-wicket bowling is going to be crucial in the middle overs. He's going to be a significant part of that bowling group in Ireland, and he should be a part of that squad, 100%. Absolutely agree with that.
Just a reminder to the guys, please do not vote twice. Please vote once. By skewing the votes over there, see in the comment section. But it looks like Mulder is the guy that won. Are you right? Okay, cool. Let's put Mulder on. Justin, from your perspective with regards to Mulder and that all-rounder position, remember 2023 is a long way away, so a lot of the guys we might think will be the right guy right now might not be that person, and I think that Mulder could become. What's your views on a youngster like Mulder?
Look, I'm excited. I would be excited for Mulder if he gets this opportunity. I think it would be brilliant for him. I think you hit the nail on the head where 2023 is all about building your team and preparing for the 50 over World Cup because that's your big vision, right? That's the vision you want. You want to say, we want to win the World Cup. End of the day. That's why we are all commenting like crazy. That's why we're criticizing like crazy. That's why we all driven with result. That's why we're sitting here speaking about who should be picked. Because we all want to see South Africa competing in the World Cup. We all want to see them as one of the teams that could potentially win it and actually get over the line this time. And I think a guy like Mulder is, particularly when you're playing Ireland, condition. I think he's a very good person now because not only does he give you the depth of the bat, he gives you those batting options, but he also gives you those bowling options too. Because again, you don't know, like someone mentioned here, is we never played in Ireland before. It's new conditions. So what happens if you're there and you need that extra seamer? And Mulder probably becomes that answer of there's an extra seamer if you need a seamer, or if you need an extra guy to carry the bat. That's where Mulder comes in. And I think that's a very good move.
And I'm obviously assuming that they're also going to play with a Duke ball there. So those conditions are perfect for the Duke. Are they not going to? Yeah.
No, white ball Kookaburra in ODI cricket.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Kookaburra it is. So something that we're used to. I didn't know that. I thought that there was a white ball Duke ball because there was talk about it back in the day when Pollock and them used to bowl that they tried out a white ball Duke ball. So, I mean, I don't know. So let's take it like that. If it's white ball Kookaburra, that's what it is. Something that South Africa's then used to. Then our bowlers are our bowlers that we have. But vote for your 8 now, guys. Did they already vote? Abai?
Still going on.
Still going on. Still fighting in the comment section for different people. I see Keshav's name pop in here. Now, guys, we have a lot of bowling all-rounders. More bowling all-rounders than batting all-rounders in our team. There's the likes of Andile Pechelkwayo. There's the likes of George Linder. There's the likes of Keshav Maharaj. I'll throw maybe in there as well because his batting has come a long way. I think that's the one spot, Dano, for example, I think that's the one spot we have an abundance of for that number 8 position.
Agree. I'd like to see Andile because he has been on a number of occasions proven to step up whenever the occasion demands him to do so. He looks like somebody's only interested when, the chips are down many times. And that's what I'd like to see. That BMT factor is something which we can all agree is highly cherished given our history in tournaments. So Andile hasn't always fired up and it has been haphazard, but on a number of occasions he's been the man of the match, and we shouldn't forget that. I specifically referred to Australia. Whenever we play them, Andile is running in front. So Andile is the type of guy that can, he has a cricket brain and he can adapt, and he's got different types of deliveries. He's got different types of sussing out. He seems to have the ability to play chess on the field more than other players, and that's what you want: a robust, abrasive, and a thinking cricketer in T20. I'd really like to see Andile, and I think it's a great call at number 8.
Yeah, I can just counterpoint. I think you can split it and get the best of both worlds and have Ndile play one game and Keshav play another game and just kind of have the two of them compete against each other. For that coveted 8 slot, Keshav is a guy that I rate. He's just hungry for the opportunity. I think he's probably the hungriest cricketer in the squad. Sometimes, like he puts in the hours, he puts in the work, and I think it's time for CSA to sort of put their money where his mouth is and kind of back him a little bit and see what he can do.
Yeah, I think if we go back to Andile, it was really unfortunate how he didn't get any game time in the West Indies series because the side wasn't balanced for the first four games, and then the 5th game they finally decided, okay, let's play a seam bowling all rounder. And plus, compared to Mulder, Pekwai was more of a first choice player, so that was a bit confusing there. But I hope he can get game time in the Island series, because the only way a player improves is if they get frequent game time, according to me.
Mm-hmm. So, Bhai, what does the comment say about number 8 position?
Maharaj.
Maharaj. Okay. We've got it. We've got to tally it up. It's funny that they picked Maharaj, because they were a lot of people were going for Andile for 7, but then if Andile's not 7, they don't want him 8. They push him out and Keshav. So it's quite confusing. Maybe it's 2 spinner option that they're obviously looking for. But we've got our spinner now in the side. Number 9. I mean, I don't think Ireland's conditions are going to be necessarily very spinner friendly. I wouldn't think so. So it could be, it could, maybe not. I don't know. It's we have to see. It could be either or. So number 9, guys, let's get into our seamer department, because we're going to run out of spots very soon. But a lot of people saying KG in the comment section. Abai, what's happening there? And do you guys think KG should play the ODIs? I mean, shouldn't we rest him for the T20s so that he can get some form, keep his form up until World Cup? I think playing too many games, I mean, the guys, we need to keep him fresh as much as possible for the T20 World Cup. I mean, that's just my opinion. Aditya, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's important for the team management to find time to rest key players, because you want to make sure that guys like KG and Andre Nokia are fit as much as possible. And it's also important to give more inexperienced talent game time. We saw that in the Pakistan series, where, in Boucher's words, a lot of the talent coming in from the domestic circuit is rough around the edges. So this is that opportunity to really ensure that they're ready to play at international level. And I don't think guys like KG and Andre Nokia will benefit from playing against Ireland, but a guy like Rizad Williams will benefit tremendously from playing against Ireland. So in my view, that's how the team management should approach it.
So according to the comment section, I think it's KG that wins out right there, Abai. But I'm going to give, after you heard what Aditya said and what some of us have said about it, do you guys want to change your mind? Let me know right now. Let's vote for your number 9 again, just one more time. Hanu and do you want, and Justin, or any of you guys want to say anything on that?
Oh, no, you go. I think we all have something to say, but you guys go ahead.
I think what is pertinent is just once again to look back at history and see what hasn't worked for us and what has worked for us in terms of the team balance. As specifically just saying who should be at what position. I think we should remember that South Africa, especially in limited overs, has always been at their best when we feel that at least 2 full all-rounders. Now, I know that's not the case always with our current stocks, but I just think it's good to be mindful around that when you need to have 6 bowling options, and when the traditional, or not traditional, but shall we say a T20 outfit should have a...
Oh, I think we're losing the...
and where...
Yeah, we're just losing you there now. Can you just sort out the internet connection? We're losing you completely. You were breaking up. Dan, if you just want, I think you would have picked up majority of what you were saying over there. And could you maybe pick up from where we left off?
Yeah, so just on the 2 all-rounders, I think bowling, this might be a little bit cocky to say, but even in ODIs, I think our bowling is pretty good, but what we need to figure out is the batting. In the West Indies, we didn't play ODIs, but what we did see was not really a batting collapse, but a batting stagnation. And I think the ODIs is an excellent time to kind of get people to bat their eyes in. So I'd rather see us kind of maybe picking another bowling all-rounder. I like some of the ideas of playing Lazard for every game and then alternating the other strike bowlers. I think Lazard is a guy that's also he's earned a chance, and he's a bit rough around the edges, but at the same time, we're playing like I get it. Ireland's beaten the English a lot of times, much to my satisfaction. But at the same time, like the West Indies is going against Australia. England is playing Pakistan. Like they're using iron to sharpen iron, and we're not. So if we're not going to do that, then at least give our young guys a chance and kind of back the guys that are on the fringes and say, you want your cap, go earn it.
But just tell me what the number 9 spot is while Hanno's explaining what he was saying before he got kicked.
Rabada.
Okay, Rabada, cool. I'll start typing that so long. Hanno, you can pick up where you left off.
Sure, apologies. So it's always good to remember what worked for us in the past and what didn't, and how we can build on that. So South Africa plays best when we do have at least 2 all-rounders or somebody that's able to do so. So Vian Mulder and a George Linde, according to what worked for us in the past, is somebody that should be non-negotiable going into this team in terms of the balance. And our batting should at least have some power down to number 8. So I like the look of what we have currently with Rabada coming in at 9, which is a swashbuckling option as well. And I'd like to see, to build on what Dan has mentioned as well. Look, this is Ireland. It's an unknown. It's an associated country. We shouldn't be scared to experiment right now with what we got. Nobody's going to remember what the results here was going to be. And this is definitely an opportunity for us. But I'd like to always benchmark, each outfit with the balance with what worked for us in the past. I think what we have done well lately is we haven't used any variety traditionally in ICC tournaments, and now we have that ability with the spin options that we can introduce 2 or even 3 spinners. And I think the combination of that balance of the 2 all-rounders and the 2 or 3 spin options and a total of 6 bowling options on the attack and batting down to at least number 8, that should be a winning recipe for us in terms of our look going into this tournament, the World Cup tournament.
Justin, I want to ask you a question quickly before we get the next number 10, while Abai is busy telling that up. And Abai, I want you to also add, Aditya, I also want you to add to this because I've noticed something about Lazard. Not Lazard, sorry. I've noticed something about Linde. When he's the main spinner in a side, he's not the type of spinner that turns the ball a lot. Sometimes he bowls quite short, and also he bowls quite straight. The ball doesn't turn too much. Even in Indian conditions, we never really saw the ball, or Sri Lankan conditions, whatever. I can't remember which one he played, but the ball doesn't turn as much as I would have hoped in subcontinent conditions either. So with him, he works best with, I think, someone that is moving the ball around on the other end, that is asking questions, because he forces people to play shots and then gets wickets. Now, in T20 cricket, that's all well and good because you only have 4 overs to bowl. But when you need 10 overs from him, do you think he can survive 10 overs without getting punished severely within that 10 overs? That's a question I want to ask you. We are know Keshav is so accurate that he can probably really keep the ball, the economy rates down, and he's a thinking bowler, constantly turning the ball, moving, forcing guys, rushing batsmen. He's a very thinking batsman. He's also the captain of the Dolphins team that also that joined that held the title, basically. They joined winners of the title. So Justin, let's start with you, and then Aditya, what you've seen, obviously you know spinners better than anybody else with you guys, obviously India.
I think it's very important to note is the problem is there's a huge gap between T20 or one-day international and Test cricket. There's a huge gap because what you must remember, when you got 50 at Test cricket, a batsman, he's got more time in his hands to try and punish you if he needs to. He doesn't need to, like T20, sometimes you rush to try and play your big shots where it's in the heat of the moment. You got 4 overs, so the possibility you might give 2 or 5 bad balls, and that's the 5 balls you can punish straight away, where he doesn't have time in his hands. I do think Linde is definitely he is definitely someone special. And please, to the panel here and those in the comments section, do not get me wrong. I think he is very special, but I think sometimes you also need to be careful of putting too many spinners into your team too, because, for example, if you're playing Ireland in where I agree, where it's possibly going to be a seamless pitch, it's going to be difficult to find turn there. I think it's a massive gamble. It's a massive risk. I think if you want to try 2 or 3 spinners, I think it's much more worth it trying to try something like that against India when we play them in the one-day and T20 before the World Cup. I think it's a lot more worth it to try something like that out, where you can see what he does when there is conditions to try and turn. See if he's learned anything from his previous experience there. Because at the end of the day, when you're a young team, it's about learning. It's all about learning and trying to take your experience and put it together into your next game. In other words, take Linda's experience, what he learned from West Indies, the Caribbean series, taking it to Ireland or taking it to whoever is playing next. So for now, I don't think I would want to blood him to one-day international cricket now.
Mm-hmm. Now, Aditya, while Abai is giving me the tally, while I'm doing that, just have your say. Abai, who's won that one? Lazard, number 10.
Yep, Williams at number 10.
Okay, cool, awesome. Let the vote start. Let the vote start for number 11 so long. The final spot in the side. Okay, Aditya.
Right. So I agree with a lot of what Justin said. My view is a little bit different in that there are a couple of things. One is that since we're talking about preparation for the 2023 World Cup, which is going to happen in India, Temba Bavuma needs to get better at managing his spinners in 50-over cricket. And this series, if he does that, it's going to provide invaluable experience to him as a captain. We've seen that Bavuma is an excellent captain of spin in T20 cricket, and this is an opportunity for him to really sort of get used to that in ODI cricket. The other thing is that with two new bowls in ODI cricket, we're talking about bowls that don't really get too old, so they're still good to grip. And if you play Keshav Maharaj and Shamsi, they spin the ball in different directions. That is always going to unsettle batsmen. So you choke oppositions in the middle overs by bowling these two in tandem, and you never know what might happen. You know, they might be able to replicate what Yuzvendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav did in that series in South Africa, where they took 32 wickets.
Don't remind me, I have nightmares about that every day. Or nightmares about that game. Yo, that series, my first ODI series, guys, as a journalist, that was horrible.
But I tend to subscribe to Shane Warne's philosophy, where he says that if the pitch is seaming, the pitch is spinning. So we should never underestimate the importance of spinners on pitches where the ball is likely to seam a lot more. I'm sure Keshav Maharaj, with his experience in Test cricket, will be able to generate turn. And the other advantage they have is that it's not going to be dewy conditions for bowlers in Ireland. So for the 50 overs, they're going to be able to grip the ball pretty well, unless there's been rain, of course. You can't control that. But I do feel like this is a golden opportunity for spinners to really shine in this series.
Mm-hmm. So, Abai, let me know, what was the final decision the guys have made for number 11? Because I'm surprised that people are picking 2 spinners for this particular series, but that's just me, in my opinion on it. But what are the guys saying about the final spot in the lineup?
I guess it's the British Shamsi.
Sorry.
Wait, technically 3. Wait, who's the third spinner?
Markram.
Okay.
He bowled 10 overs against Pakistan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we have Bjorn. Yeah. There's Bjorn Fontaine as well. We must forget about that. Bjorn is a proper guy. Don't diss my friend.
I can bat too.
Okay, so what the guys saying about number 11? Guys, get your votes in now again because I think it's all messed up with everybody talking smack. But go number 11.
Yeah, so Shamsi at number 11.
Hanu, I want to ask you a question quickly. I always ask you the difficult ones. Why do you think that the people don't jump at Bjorn Fortuin as one of the main young spinners for the next generation?
That is a difficult question. Look, I have a preference for a left-hand seamer. So a left-hand seamer is, if you've watched Brett Schultz play for South Africa and you saw what he was capable of doing, I'm not saying every left-hand seamer can do that, but you know, during the last 30 years, when it came to out-and-out pacers and seamers, the likes of Mitchell Stark and Mitchell Johnson and Brett Schultz, growing up with the devastation that they can inflict on, you really want South Africa to get a proper left-hand seamer again. And with Bjorn Fontaine, it's been hot and cold. And as much as I want him to succeed, you know, he seems to be just below, the passing rate from what I'd like to see on the international level from the chances that he has been given. Look, I can be wrong, but personally, I feel very. I feel that same as Riza, he's been given his chances. Whether it is enough or not, that's debatable. But I'd like to see others to also have their chance, like a Marco Janssen. I mean, the length of that fellow from Klerksdorp, is something which can be molded into a talent that, it's not for nothing that Virat Kohli has specifically requested him to come over and play IPL. So I know I'm not directly answering your question here, but Bjorn Fontaine, I think needs to know that the fans, if I can speak for the fans, is very hesitant when you hear his name at the moment. It's almost like an Abdul Razak scenario where in some games he was clubbed away and then he proved his critics wrong eventually. And thank heavens that he got that chance. I hope that the same can happen for Bjorn Fontaine, because at the moment, if a report has to be given, he might just not make the cut.
Very interesting points over there. So guys, Abai, who was the final one that they picked for the 11? Shamsi. So we're going with 3 spinners as Aditya said, because if you're going to count Aiden Walker in that equation,
Spinner to win it.
The spinner to win it.
I mean, I feel that like Aditya was saying, if the pitch is turning for swingers, the pitch is going to turn for a spinner. And I think one of the mistakes South Africa has made in the past is we've underestimated spin. We've just not cared. I mean, we had Pat Simcox, for goodness sake. So it might be worth investing in our spinners and starting them young and blooding them up and teaching them, what do you do on a pitch that's not giving you purchase? How do you bowl? How do you bamboozle the batsman? Also understanding that's how you restrict runs. Overs 15 to 35, that's how you choke out the opposition and make sure that they're not, getting big shots and big boundaries.
So guys, this is your final team that you guys have picked in the live chat today. You've got Janneman Malan at number 1, Aiden Markham 2, Themba Bavuma 3, who's the captain, Rassie van der Dussen, Kyle Verreynne, David Miller, Vian Mulder, Keshav Maharaj. Oh, I put Keshav Maharaj twice here, like an idiot. Okay, so number 8 was Keshav, 9 was KG. And Lizard Williams was, am I right, Abai?
Yes. 9
So
Roberto,
8 was
10 Williams. Yeah.
Kagiso Roberto was number 8. So let me try that again. That's when I'm trying to rush to put these things out here while you guys are speaking. So ultimately, what do you guys think of the team? Let's just go around. the room. I will put it up while you guys are speaking. Let's start with Aditya first, and then Justin, and then go around the room.
Yeah, it's a solid team. Um, it is exactly what I would have picked as well, with the exception of KG Rabadanda. I think I would have rested him and perhaps picked Buren Hendricks or I don't know which other team, Marco Janssen perhaps. But yeah, either way, it's a solid squad, and I'm sure they have all it takes to beat Ireland.
Just go ahead,
If I
Justin.
may, let me just put my captain's cap on as a club player. For me, I honestly would feel that I've got too many spinners to some extent, like what was said earlier. I would have liked to have more options available in terms of seamers, but I still would feel that it's still a very good side. I think we can all agree, the strength of South Africa, whatever team we put in, which will field, we should be able to beat Ireland comfortably, regardless. I think this is a team that justifies, but I also feel that it's just a little bit too many spinners in my liking, if I can put it that way. I would have rather have tried and said, let's give Hendricks a chance to redeem himself, or let's rather give Ngidi a chance to make up for the T20 series in the West Indies, because sometimes you also need to give those who didn't do well in the last series another opportunity to do so, because like we said earlier, this is a perfect opportunity for those guys to find form again, make up.
Yeah, I know they're saying that you mixed up Bjorn Fortuin and Buren Hendricks when you were talking about the left-arm seamers.
Apologies. That image of Buren Hendricks and the pencil and the razor, maybe just made my blonde hair, go more blonde. So apologies.
Yeah, but you can just talk about the team and yeah.
Right. Okay. I like the look of this team. Look, it checks the boxes. If I can just benchmark it against what worked for us and what we should be looking at on, perhaps improving on. There's a batting lineup up to number 8 and a little bit of a swashbuckler at number 9. We've got 2 all-rounders, and we've got 5 genuine bowling options. There's an orthodox spinning and an unorthodox spinning option. As you might, but as you've heard before, my choice, I'm also putting on some question marks behind Keshav. As for the record, he's probably my second favorite Protea in the last 5 years. I love him to bits, but I do believe that he should be alternated with the likes of Peglo Kwayo. I believe our memory as a Protea fan can sometimes be very short and very harsh on the recent past. If you look at how Andile started out his career and even how he panned out in the World Cup, he's been the man of the match for many a time. And I believe that still he has a lot of extra options that he gives us as a third all-rounder, and he can contribute with the bat and the ball. He wouldn't be, we had our first whitewash in ODI series against Australia, chiefly thanks to him. If it wasn't for him, we would have lost 3 of those matches. Instead, we won 5-0. And that counts for something when I see somebody playing for the first time. And I'd like to, just put it out there that we should remember he still averages 30 with the bat and he averages 30 with the ball, which is not something that you find a lot these days, to be able to have that statistics.
Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, team looks good. Like I said, I think prepping for the subcontinent means getting our spinners out there, getting them spinning. Always the combination of orthodox and unorthodox spin is how you win. That's proper defensive cricket. again, I would also agree with Aditya that I think KG's played a lot of cricket. He's played IPL, he's played T20s, he's played tests. Like I would give him a break. Just let him recover a bit. We saw with Dale Steyn what happens when you bowl your bowler into the ground. You know, I think Steyn could have at least another 5 years in him if he was managed better. And let's not make that mistake again. Let's get our young quicks. Let's teach them how to manage themselves, manage their workload, and make sure that we get we get Australian or like James Anderson level performances out of them, even in their older days, as opposed to just churning and burning through our talent.
Bye. Let's finish. Take us home.
All right, so I want to keep it nice and simple. But so whenever we have these big squads, it sucks to see players go gameless. Like if we look at the Windies tour, like six or seven guys didn't even get game time, and I think when it comes to young players, the only way to develop them is give them more exposure. You only learn by playing against strong opponents, and as a result, you'll improve your game. So even though our proposed squad has pretty much a lot of first choice players, I feel chances are there's going to be more rotation than expected, which shouldn't be a problem. And I think as far as roles are concerned, I think everything's well defined and all bases are covered.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. We have a meeting. Myself and Aditya have a meeting now, so that's why I'm rushing out a bit. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Please, guys, we're going to be posting this particular team on all our social media platforms. So on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. I'll even post it on YouTube as well as post, whatever they call it. I don't actually know exactly what they call it, the creative post. And I'll post it there as well for you guys to obviously put your 11s in, what you would like to see, because it will obviously clash with this one. I just want to show the rest of our fans that follow us on other platforms as well what you guys came up with and what the ability is that we can bring out of this type of shows, because you guys play selector. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine, the monthly magazine as well, please, because we have that comes out every single month. We've got awesome writers in there that give their opinions on various things, interview players, etc. The link is on the screen and in the description as well. And smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos as well. Get us into recommended feeds. Thanks a lot, Aditya. Thanks a lot, Justin, Hanno, Dan, and Abai for coming on the show today and giving us an excellent show on this one. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Peace.